Hey, let's talk about potting trays. Now, this is something that Ethan and I struggled with for a few years, um, and over again. It was a continual struggle. So the typical potting tray, here's one of them, looks like this. It's super duper flimsy. Also, when you take a plant out, you push it on the bottom. This one has plastic here, so you usually these last one season, if that. Um, but if you have them that have lasted more than a season, keep them, right? Might as well use what you have. However, if you're looking for a different option, this is the option that Ethan and I go with now, which we just found last year, so it's super exciting. This is like a potting tray. It's called Winstrip 72. Well, this is the size 72. But so you have all your little trays in here like this. These are usually connected too, by the way. But so your trays are in here. And then this spot in here, this little square, is for air pruning. So when roots touch air, they don't want to touch the air, so they naturally prune. And then so when these sit in the bottom, like the bottom case, which is right here. Here's the bottom for it. When they sit in here, they don't touch the ground fully, leaving a little teeny air gap. And what that air gap does is it keeps your roots from going along the bottom and like meshing together. So then when you're taking out your plants, they're all like rooted together down through the bottom, and you're kind of like tearing their roots apart. So with that doesn't happen, which is really cool. Also, the typical plastic that potting trays are in is super duper flimsy, which also means when you have a big tray like this is a standard 10 by 20 size of trays. So if you have a big tray of super flimsy plastic, what can happen is your tray will actually start to bend and fold, like if you don't have a sturdy bottom underneath of it, or if you're trying to take your plants out to the garden and transplant them, this thing doesn't bend. And also you can stick your finger through the hole when you're pushing out plants. So then you're never really breaking, you're not going to be able to break this anyways, but you're never breaking the plastic. You just stick your finger through the hole and the whole plant chunk will pop out, and you just put that in the ground. So in their ad, they actually have people driving cars over them. So, but it's super simple. There's another option that you could use for reuse or for planting trays, and that is there's options where you can actually just plant them in the ground. A lot of them are like peat moss and other things like that. So you can start them in a container about this size, but it's just peat moss, so you can plant them in the ground. I've also heard of people starting their seeds in eggshells. Ethan and I haven't done it yet, but eggshells have a lot of good nutrients for your plants too. And so what they do is they have half of an eggshell filled up with soil, start their seed in there, and then when they are going to plant it, they just kind of crack the bottom of the eggshell, and then so the roots can go on out and into the garden. But those are a few options for you. And if you have stuff at home, use the stuff at home. Or if friends want to give you some stuff. But if you're looking for high quality stuff and things that are gonna save you time and frustration, then you can get the Winstrips. Those are super nice. That's what Ethan and I use. And then they also take the place of soil blocking. So soil blocking is what I'm going to show you in the next video as an option. That option is where you don't have any plastic or containers at all. And I will show you that option next. But this Winstrip can also be used as kind of like a soil blocking frame. And we'll get into that in the next video. So I'll see you there.